Welcome back to our 31 days of Halloween movie reviews and monster movies, and today we're going to talk about maybe my all-time favorite movie, Jurassic Park. I'm just super excited to share this one with you. I am a huge Jurassic Park nerd. I have seen this movie in the theater at least 10 times. I saw it the first time it came out. This movie is very near and dear to me. When I was in the military, this movie had come out, and I was always a dinosaur lover as a kid. And I honestly didn't really know much about it. Being in the military at the time without the internet, I wasn't watching a ton of television. I was in the field a lot. I was back with the 82nd Airborne back then, and we'd spend a ton of time out in the field, so I didn't know a lot about the new movies that were coming out, and I hadn't really heard much about Jurassic Park. My cousin Bobby, I came home for a weekend leave, drove up from North Carolina. He says, hey, let's go check out this movie. It's supposed to be awesome. We went to the midnight show. I had just driven 12 hours, and I fell asleep. And I was like, oh man. And literally halfway through the movie, I fell asleep. I woke up for all the big set pieces, but I missed a lot. So I literally woke up the next day and I went to the theater and saw it again. So I spent over 4 hours of my leave watching Jurassic Park twice that weekend, and I have zero regrets of doing it. It was absolutely amazing. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. Technically, it is stunning. The combination of practical effects and CGI were just groundbreaking at the time. But let's talk about the movie itself. So Jurassic Park came out in 1993, directed by Steven Spielberg. I don't need to go any deeper into that. You know everything Spielberg has done. He's one of the greatest directors of all time, both financially and critically. Just an absolutely great director. And he took this movie, which was based on a Michael Crichton book, and did an incredible job with it. Years later, I would go back and read the book, and honestly, I was surprised at how much of the book was different and how much we missed out on. But I thought he did a great job with what he could at that time, and a budget of what you can do. I mean, there's so much in the book that just couldn't make it into that movie at the time, but it was absolutely amazing. I would go back and see this movie every time it would come out for an anniversary, so I believe I saw the 10th, 15th, and 20th anniversary editions in the theater. And maybe even the 25th, and I believe we're coming up on the 30th very soon. When COVID came out, the local drive-in near us was playing Jaws and Jurassic Park, so to get to go see it at the drive-in was awesome. So like I said, I've seen this movie probably every single way you can see it, and I will go see it every time it comes out again. I think it's just a masterpiece of movie making. Let's talk about, we have a great cast: Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, Richard Attenborough. I mean, again, the best of the best of who you could have in the movie from an acting standpoint. There are so many iconic set pieces in this movie. We could talk about all of it, but I'm going to tell you there's a couple things in this movie I want to share with you why I recommend it, right? It is just over 2 hours long, but it goes by very, very quickly, especially on your first viewing. If you've never seen it, man, you will be just in awe of the spectacle of this movie. And that's what I want to talk about first. I remember seeing this movie in the theater, and the first time you see the dinosaurs, it isn't the T-Rex or the raptors. It's all the herbivores, and they're coming out of the lake. And I just remember that beautiful score, playing over the movie, and seeing the dinosaurs come out, and literally having a sense of wonder as a 19-year-old that I hadn't had in a long time in the movie theater, and I was just blown away. I just sat back and I watched it, and I watch it today in my late 40s, and I have that same sense of wonder, and I'm just like, this is just amazing. Like, that scene, to me, it is so well done, so well filmed. It really transforms me to being a little kid and loving dinosaurs again, and I was blown away by it. I thought it was just absolutely incredible. I enjoyed it more than you can ever imagine, and to me, it holds a very special place in my heart, and I love this movie, and I will probably until I'm not alive anymore, right? It's literally one of my favorite movies, and I don't ever imagine a time it won't be. I think back to the scariest part of the movie, and as I've watched this movie over the years, there are different parts that have stuck out to me. I think, the raptor scene in the kitchen is obviously iconic. Muldoon's scene when he gets attacked by the raptors when they're in the woods trying to turn the power back on is great. But I think, truly the best, scariest scene in the movie, the scariest scene, is the scene where the kids are in danger of the T-Rex. And not necessarily that whole scene. I mean, the whole scene is great. I mean, it's iconic, right? The water moving in the cup. The T-Rex breaking out of the paddock, the explorer going over the side and then having to escape the tree in the car. There's so many unbelievable parts. But just that scene where the T-Rex looks in and they flash the flashlight and his pupil dilates and then it smashes through the top of the roof and the kids are there and just in pure abject terror is definitely, in my opinion, the scariest and best scene in the movie. Again, I can't say enough great things about this movie. If you haven't seen it before, you need to go watch it right now. Stop watching my review, go watch the movie. We're good. But go check it out. And if you have seen it, you haven't watched it in a long time, it's a great monster movie you can go back and watch with the family, but also it brings a sense of awe to, you know, hopefully bring you back to that childlike thought process of just loving what movies could do and be, you know, just in awe of the spectacle in front of the screen for you. Again, I love this movie. I can't say enough great things about it. Tomorrow we're going to talk about one of the greatest movies ever made, not just monster movies, but one of the greatest movies ever made, and we're going to have another Spielberg movie tomorrow, and we're going to talk about Jaws. So if you haven't done so far, we just ask that you hit the like and subscribe button, and as always, stay scary.